Hi there, ladies. Jan Copeland, your host in this group. And I'm coming to you a little early today because I have something to do at 12 noon. So, again, Jan Copeland, the host of your group. Please forgive me. I never get a chance to work out, and I said, this is it. This week I'm getting outside. So forgive the way I look, but I'm so excited to be here with you today. Again, I'm Jan Copeland, your host within this group. I wake up every morning to help women, women realtors, make more money and have fun. Ladies, if you're not enjoying being an entrepreneurial woman, then we need to talk, right? Because that's one of the reasons that you probably left the 9 to 5 or decided to hop into the real estate business because you wanted it to be fun, right? Maybe you kind of admired what your realtor did when you bought or sold a house. But I specialize in helping you women because I'm a woman and I was a successful agent. So here we go. I want to share with you that something special is coming up next Thursday, a week from today at 12 noon. I'm sorry, a week from tomorrow at 12 noon. I am holding an EXP informational kind of chat. And it's going to be myself and a couple of other of my friends who joined EXP. And I'd say in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten like 20 or so people within this group and other of my clients who said, you know what, I want to hear about this EXP. So it's no BS, it's the skinny. And if you're interested, you go to Grace. If you're on here, could you please put what that URL is? I think it's coachjancopeland.com/EXP Realty. But when I'm done here, I will put it in here. So you want to sign up so that I can get you the Zoom link for that. But, you ladies are my favorite people, and I'm so excited for what I'm going to share with you today. Last week, my one-on-one clients, as you go through your business, sometimes we move too quickly, right? And so, me too. And so in the last week, I polled my one-on-one clients, and my clients have put over $30 million in listings in the last week, 7 days. I'm so super proud of my clients, and I wanted to just share that with you because that is huge news, right? And we all know the power of being the listing queen, and that's kind of what I love to help specialize my clients really focusing in on, especially now in this crazy market that doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon, to be a listing queen. So we got 30 million in listings in the last week, my one-on-one clients. So if you would like to, chat with me, then get on chatwithjan.com, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that. My coaching works because the core of what I teach, and I'm going to probably blow your mind today with this brief teaching that I'm going to bring you, it works on your brain. It works on your thinking. Because, look, the word mindset has been way overdone. And it's far more than get the right mindset. It's far more than that. It's deeper than that, right? It is really embracing your value and what you bring to the table. And we're actually going to really discuss that today in the topic. But before we get into this week's training, again, I just wanted to share with you that some of the ladies that you're going to be talking to or talking with next Thursday at noon, one doubled their business after coming to EXP. Two doubled their business from coming to EXP. One tripled her business. Two came over because of the exit strategy. Have you ever thought about that? How long do you want to be selling real estate? With EXP, you have an exit strategy. And 3 came over because they wanted autonomous freedom from their broker's kind of tyranny of saying what they can and can't do. That's really interesting. And everyone that comes over under me, are really thriving. And so I'm really super excited for that. So today, my rev share, the money that I get as someone who is attracting people to EXP, pays for my mortgage, 2 car payments, my groceries, and some fund money. And I want that for you, right? That's part of the exit strategy that I'm going to share with you next Thursday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. All right. So today, I've told you that the fastest path to cash is a conversation. We've talked about that. I've done many challenges and trainings within this group, and I still believe that the quickest path to cash is a conversation. But there are two different kinds of conversations that we have in our lives that it hit me, we need to separate. So we need to separate our social conversations from our business conversations in 5 specific ways. And ladies, here's what I can assure you. When you make that delineation, ever so subtle perhaps, your conversion rate when you talk to prospects is going to increase substantially, and your confidence is going to go through the roof when you have business conversations. Because quite frankly, too many of us are having business conversations but following the social conversation normals. And so I want to introduce to you the business conversation goal. And you'll see the very, very, sometimes subtle, sometimes abrupt difference between the two. So let me start by saying that in social situations, we want to fit in, right? We always want to belong. We want to fit in. We want to be received. In business conversations, we want to stand out. That's the first thing. So keep that in mind. Do you, when you're in front of someone, maybe a local person you met on Facebook or a prospect, do you want to fit in or do you want to stand out? Business-wise, we always want to stand out. Okay. Secondly, or actually, let me just back up and say that the goal of a social conversation is very, well, I have not offending, because we, socially, we can't offend anyone. My gosh, everybody's so easily offended. But in a business conversation, the goal is to secure business now or in the future. Would you agree? Right? If you agree with that, hit like or say, yes, I agree, whether you're watching me live or on the replay. All right. So, of course, in a business conversation, we want to secure the business. In a social conversation, we want to fit in and we don't want to offend. Goodness gracious. All right. So the number one thing is that in a social conversation, we people please. People pleasing. Being too nice. In a social situation, we're too nice. We want to be liked. Liked. I've got to be liked. I want to fit in, right? I just joined this group, perhaps. And when I go to the social thing, because now we're all getting open, right, from a year and a half of being alone, so we're all excited to get out. And when you socially are out, you want to be liked. Okay, so you're people pleasing, you're too nice. Okay, and quite frankly, even in business, some gurus say, and I think I may have said, you want to be liked so that you can be trusted. But here's the caveat to that. On a business conversation, you need to demonstrate your competence first. Why? Because if you focus on being liked first, they might very well like you, but they're not going to choose you as their agent. For their agent, they're going to choose the person that proves competence, demonstrates their competence. So while in a social conversation, you're focused on being too nice and being liked, in a business conversation, you want to risk the relationship to tell the truth. Because let's face facts, socially, you can tell white lies. They got their hair done. Oh my gosh, your hair looks amazing. Meanwhile, no, it's not. But you're going to say that. I love your outfit, but you don't. So it's like you're not lying to be horrible. You're lying because you want to fit in. But on the business conversation, you want to risk the relationship when you're in a listing presentation, for example, and you have to tell them the truth. This isn't the amount that you can expect to get. This is the amount, right? You want to tell the truth in a business conversation, and risk the relationship. Why? Because you want to stand out as the one that they trust, because you're the one that has the expertise. There's a difference there, okay? So competency comes first, and socially, no risk is taken. Very minimal risk is taken socially when you're having social conversations. But when you're on a business side, you're going to risk the relationship. So basically, you're going to take risks. And I can't go into all that now because of the short on time, but when you are in a business conversation, you're going to back up what you say, your experience and your expertise, with real life stories so that you can convey your exceptionalism in that business conversation. Let's continue. The second aspect, or actually the third aspect, is if your friend says something or someone you met, you say, "Me too. Oh my gosh, I feel that way too." And you're always the me too in a social conversation or in a social setting. Okay? Like you almost have to get your 2 cents in, right? But in a business conversation, the entire conversation is squarely focused on the person in front of you, on the prospect, on the client. Do you see the difference there? When people say they feel salesy, and so many women realtors say that, it's because they're thinking socially versus from a business standpoint. Because when you feel salesy, it's because you're thinking of you. Will they like me? Will they choose me? It's all focused on you. Whereas in a business conversation, the agents who are making money and closing deals are focused on the other person. Is that an aha moment? The agents that are closing deals are risking the relationship, absolutely, and they're focused on the client. They're not focused on themselves. All right. And as I said, number one is standing out. So in business conversations, the goal is to stand out and secure business. You're going to risk the relationship always by telling the truth, even if it hurts, because you'd rather tell them the truth now than take a listing for 50,000 over, even in this crazy market, or help a buyer and tell them what you think they want to hear, which is a social conversation. You're going to risk the relationship, and you're going to focus squarely on what the client wants. Number four, in a social conversation, there's a lot of back and forth. One person says something, you say something. One person says something, you say something. There's a lot of back and forth. That could look like a Q&A. You know, sometimes prospects will ask you a lot of questions, and instead of you leading the conversation or facilitating a very good professional business conversation, you allow that person to lead, and they ask a question and you volley back with an answer. And they ask another question and you volley back with an answer. So the business conversation will be you facilitating the discussion. Okay? You leading by asking lots of great questions and letting them answer. So if they ask a question and start like going down their checklist of questions, thereby leading the conversation, which is okay in a social setting, you can't allow that to happen in a business setting because they'll lose respect for you and not think that you're competent. So instead you say, "You know what, Susie, let me stop you right there. I assure you we're going to answer all your questions. Your questions will be answered throughout our time. But I have a method that really is proven to work. So trust me, we'll answer all your questions." And then you ask them a question with either what I promote as my buyer intake form or my listing intake form, right? Which I provide to all my clients. You lead the conversation in a business setting so that you stand out as the expert. Whereas in a social setting, it's a nice volley of equal time back and forth. All right? When you allow the person that you're with, prospect or client, to lead, then you are giving up your expertise. And you're being reactive, and it's no fun. It puts you in a very defensive posture, which will go do like this with your conversion rate. So it hit me that the social conversation and the business conversation are very different, and I hope that you're seeing that. Next, number 5, in a social situation, we choose our words very carefully so as not to offend, right? Do you see that? In a business situation, so that we can stand out and maintain our expertise and demonstrate competence, we need to say it very clearly and very directly. Okay? Do you see that difference? When you are in a business conversation, we do not need to second guess and overthink our words. We do not. We come from a place of knowing that we're the expert. We are the ones with the realtor license. And so we're going to be very clear. We're going to be very direct. Keep things simple. Okay? That is huge. Do you see that? All right, number 6. Are you in a social situation, and I'm sure this will ring true, that you might say a situation personally, we're not talking business now, we're in a social conversation, and the other person offers advice and you're like, I didn't even want the advice, right? So in a social situation, people offer advice that is many times not wanted. It's not wanted. Whereas in a business conversation, you offer solutions, not advice. And it's wanted, it's needed, right? I'm thinking specifically about a dialogue in a buyer consult or a listing presentation. When you provide a solution, you're not giving advice. Please stop using the word advice when you're in a business conversation, ladies. You don't offer advice. You provide your clients and people that you're speaking with solutions. And it's not unwanted. It is wanted. You're coming from a place of expertise. You're coming from a place of knowledge. Huge difference. Do you see that? Socially, people offer advice all the time, whether it's wanted or not. And quite frankly, many times it's not wanted. But in a business situation, in a business conversation, you are the expert and you're going to offer solutions and you're going to declare it as a solution. And you're going to make that solution very clear, and it's coming from a place of helping, right? Which again is focused on the person in front of you. It's not selfish. Selfishly motivated agents are the ones that feel salesy. And I hate to break it to you, but I'm your friend. I'm your coach in this group. And if you feel salesy, it's because of what's in your brain. So I'm hoping that you see the huge difference between social conversations and business conversations. Okay? All right. Let's continue. I want to reiterate these because if this is resonating with you, I'd love you to give me a like or a love and to say, oh my gosh, OMG in the comments, OMG. So the whole purpose of today is to help you secure more clients, make more money by increasing your conversion rate, because the mistakes that you're making are that you are approaching business conversations from a social viewpoint. If you want this in writing, I have it in a cute little PDF. Please say, give it to me in the comments, and I will give it to you within 24 hours. And you should put this up in easy view so that you can see, ooh, what social selling or social conversation mistakes do I keep inputting into my business conversations that is actually precluding you from reaching your goals and getting a higher conversion rate. So again, the fastest path to cash, the quickest path to cash is a conversation. And so you can't confuse social conversations with business conversations. Business conversations, you want to stand out and secure business. Social conversations, you want to fit in, right? We know this. You don't want to offend. So we want to stop people pleasing, stop wanting to be liked, because you can be liked all day long. That will not make you the chosen agent. All right? The ones who are closing deals, The ones who are closing deals and making money risk the relationship by telling the truth. The social situation is me too. I feel that way too. Nope. Business conversation, it's focused on them. You don't have to say me too. Okay, you just focus on them. Next, back and forth. In a social conversation, it's normal to go back and forth, Q&A. In a business conversation, you lead. You lead. And my coaching clients learn how to do all these things. They learn how to stand out. They learn how to risk the conversation and tell the truth. They learn how to be focused on the client. Nextly, choosing words carefully is what we do all the time socially, not what we do in business. In business, we make it very simple, direct, and very clear. Make it sound easy. You take the onus of the worry. You take the onus from the client. You be very direct. Okay? We don't offer advice business-wise. That's what we do socially. We offer advice, whether it's warranted or not. It is what it is. From a business conversation, absolutely, it comes from a place of wanting to help, right? And it's warranted, it's wanted, and you offer solutions. And I'll wrap it up this way. Social conversations are led by self-doubt and fear. Right? Think about that. Social conversations are riddled with self-doubt. Do I look good enough? Oh my gosh, are they going to like me? And fear. Whereas successful business conversations are led from faith. Fear or faith? Boom, right? Faith in me as an exceptional realtor. Faith that it is inevitable, that I'm going to continue just getting better and better every year, and that I offer extremely amazing value to my clients. So where do you want to come from? A place of fear? That's why social conversations don't convert. That's why I'm sharing this information with you ladies, because I want this to be in your head. I want you to be transformed by this conversation, by this training. And when you become my client, I go much deeper into it. It's got to be something that comes from your brain, that comes from a deep belief in your gut, that I'm going to move forward in faith with the goal of securing business. And that is what a business conversation is all about. So all right, give it to me, give it to me. All right, I will get it for you, ladies. So again, if you're interested, I don't see Grace on here, but if you're interested in learning about EXP, next Thursday at noon, it's an EXP information session. And so I will, when I get done here, I'm going to go ahead and look up that URL and put it in here. I have about 20 some ladies that are going to be on already. And so I just want to make sure that if you want to know what all the fuss is about at EXP, that's where you want to go next Thursday at noon. All right, put this to work. Tell me you want it. Give it to me. I'll get it to you within 24 hours, and then you paste it up and get to work, understanding the difference between your business conversations and your social conversations. All right. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.